Hello everyone, this is the V-Man and welcome. We are back on Autopolis International Racing Course with Group 2 cars. I wasn't using Group 2 cars for quite some time now. I had one race I think on Autopolis also 2 or 3 months ago, and there was one more race with Group 2 cars, but I can't remember which one it was. We are starting 9th here and let's enjoy a song. I had a short practicing session. I wanted to start the race as soon as possible and I wanted to establish my rhythm in the race itself, and I totally forgot how powerful these cars are and how much torque they have. You saw a moment ago I almost spun out at the start of the race, and going into the first corner on the brakes and disaster. The worst possible thing you can do when you start a race is to make a mistake going into the first corner, and I did just that. I lost 3 positions, but okay, I wanted to establish my pace in the race itself, so here we go. I'm on a 12th position right now, using a brand new Opel Honda car, very good car, very interesting car. So let's build that pace I'm looking for and let's try to improve. Following British guy in front of me, we need to watch out for the dirty air. One guy went off the track. Dirty air is a problem here. These cars are prone to understeer a lot when you're driving close to the car in front of you. Over the crest, downhill, because all of that power, we need to be clinical on the throttle, especially going out of the corner. And I wasn't practicing too much, I already said that, so my pace was not on point. You will see in numerous occasions I was going wide, I was oversteering, understeering and so on, and going into the corner, clip the grass and... No! Yes, I went off the track. It was expected. From the beginning of the race, my car was twitchy, I was all over the place, and finally I went off the track. So now I'm on an 18th position. I wanted to show you something different, because most of the time I'm racing in Daily Race A and Daily Race B, and there we have 3, 4 and sometimes 5 laps to race. Here we have 12. It's easy to focus when you race for 4 laps, and here I need to be focused. I need to have good pace if I want a good result, but so far I'm not doing either of that. Frenchman is all over me. But okay, that's the old part of experience. I need that. I'm lacking overall experience in driving long races and powerful cars. This is a good experience, that's the point. So Frenchman is all over me, very close. I need to build my confidence now, because clearly I was totally out of shape. So this is a second lap, going once again downhill. This next corner was also giving me a hard time. I was going wide all the time. That was the problem. And I was able to build a small gap from a Frenchman who is behind, but every time I did that I made a mistake, or I was slow going through some corners, so he was able to catch up with me every time. You saw that moment earlier, so that is one of that or those moments when I make mistake. But this is the moment when I started to breathe a bit more easily. So let's skip into the 5th lap. Going into the corner again, I was oversteering, and again Frenchman is now really close. Look at this, attacking me. I'm under a lot of pressure, going as narrow as possible. I don't want to allow him to try to go into the inside, because that is a legitimate move. He can do that, but I need to cover inner side. Over the long straight, start finish straight, onto the brakes. This time I went a bit better through first corner, so he is still behind me. but I am defending my life here. 18th position. Lobby puts me onto the 10th place, so I need to finish either on 10th place or above if I want to not lose driver rating points, but clearly I cannot do that in this race. Guy in front of me, British guy, is almost 3 seconds ahead, and I need to take care of this Frenchman who is all over me. He's still very close. This is 6th lap and we are driving like this since first lap. All good experience, a little bit of nudging here, but everything went well. Again downhill, again into a tricky corner, again going wide. One more mistake. So you see, this is the reason why I didn't set good result here, because my best lap time was 1:37.5 and my race time was around 1:39, 1:40, so that's the 2.5 seconds slower than the fastest lap time I've set so far. And Frenchman made a small mistake, so that this is the moment when I started to build a gap, but again, as you can see, I made a mistake. And going into the end of the 7th lap, one guy went off the track, so I went one position up from 18th to 17th. And another situation going into the sharp corner onto the left, one more British guy is off the track, so I barely went in front of him. So now I am on a 16th place, and he helped me to finally get away from the Frenchman because he was in the middle. 11th lap, one more lap to go. Here we go, 12th and a final lap. Going towards the sharp corner onto the right. And we have a Spanish guy in front of us who is off the track, so I went one more position up and now I'm on a 15th place. And that is all that happened here, so I finished on that 15th position. So you saw a lot of mistakes, and all mistakes were on me, so nobody was guilty. I am the only one to blame. And let's go into the next race. Here I will start again on a 9th position, and I was a bit better in this race. I was driving better. Finally I established that pace I was looking for, and let's enjoy a song. Race is about to start. British guy again in front of me. This time I was careful not to oversteer too much. I had a small moment, but everything went well. So going over the long straight, using slipstream of British guy, trying to warm up tires as you saw into the first corner. Look at this guy. He probably missed his braking point, and luckily he didn't crash into me. And I'm still on my 9th position, and we have a Spanish guy who is behind me, and he was aggressive. I left the door wide open, so he took advantage. He said, okay, thank you, I will go through. One guy went off the track, so I lost position from a Spanish guy, but one guy went off the track, so I'm still on a 9th place. We are all very close. Finn guy is behind me. This corner is also tricky. We need to go from the outside on the inside, maintaining speed. You can gain a lot of time going to that corner, and also you can lose a lot of time if you don't do it right. And here Finn guy almost crashed into me. Luckily that didn't happen. And going downhill, this time I was doing well going to this corner. So it seems that I established my pace finally. First race was for the warm-up practically, and here I can start to race, start to compete, maybe to build up my position to attack guys in front of me. We will see. Just need to be consistent enough, and of course to recover my confidence. That would be great. End of the first lap, going onto the start-finish straight. I think I am using slipstream of a Spanish guy, and the Finn guy behind me also using my slipstream. into the first corner. Again, I was going wide. You know, that's the very tricky corner because it's a blind corner. You don't see the apex until you come really close to it. And if you did anything wrong before entering the corner, it's already too late. And almost every time I was going wide. German guy is off the track, so 8th position for me. Good stuff. Spanish guy is now more than a second in front of me. And Finn guy is still using my slipstream. He is only 0.5 seconds behind. Look how close he is. So in previous race I was under a lot of pressure, and now in this one I am again under a lot of pressure. But that is all good experience. I need that because overall I'm lacking experience in driving these fast Group 2 cars and also Group 1 cars, and also I'm lacking overall experience driving in these long format races where we need to drive 10, 12 or 15 laps and where we have tire wear and fuel consumption. Although in this race in particular tire wear was times 6, sorry, and the fuel consumption was times 2, so we don't need to go to the pits and we don't need to refuel, so we just need to be careful and to be gentle on the tires and everything will be just fine. Third lap, going into the first corner, I was a bit slow, but I was following the perfect line, perfect racing line. Finn guy was very close, but he was not close enough to try anything. Lobby puts me into the 8th place by strength, by points, as you can see here. So I just need to finish here or maybe on some position above. That would be nice. We'll try. Going towards the sharp corner onto the left. On the brakes. A bit wide here. And going out of that corner is very tricky. We need to be very clinical on the throttle, as I already said, because even if you touch the curb while you are accelerating, you will spin out. And here I did just that. I touched the curb while I was accelerating and car started to oversteer. Barely kept control of the car, but I lost one position. And the Italian guy who is now behind me is smelling the blood.
That's good.
But he wasn't able to come any closer than this 0.6 seconds. So we will skip after this start-finish straight. We will skip into the 5th lap on the brakes here. This is that tricky corner. Going out of the corner, clipped the curb once again, almost lost control of the car. I had healthy 1.5-0.6 seconds advantage, but now it's only 0.6 seconds. So one guy was off the track. Things settled down a bit. We are now going into the 9th lap. End of the 9th lap. I was a bit careful here, going wide once again. So going into the 10th lap, and we have a Frenchman behind me, the same guy who was attacking me all the time in previous race. And he is now probably determined more than ever to overtake my position, because he wasn't able to do that in previous race. And clearly he was on the better pace, because just one lap earlier I had 0.7 second advantage, and now one lap later he's really close. Look at this. He's on my bumper. A bit of moment for him. So 2 more laps to go. Can I once again endure all of this pressure from the Frenchman and to finish my race on an 8th position? The position in which Lobby puts me in. We'll see. I will certainly try to do that. Going downhill once again towards that tricky corner. So my practicing session was short. I was looking to establish my pace on the race itself. In the first race that didn't pay off. I made a couple of big mistakes and I finished 15th, and here going into 11th lap again I went wide going to the first corner, and look at this, Frenchman is all the time behind me looking for a move, looking for opportunity, but I must admit he was very clean. Although he was all around me, he was very clean and he didn't touch me, not once. And here I finally made a mistake that was enough for the Frenchman to take advantage of that. I went wide going through the corner and he went in front of me, and immediately he built his gap or his advantage. So that's the evidence, that's the proof that he has better pace in this race. So that was it. I finished 9th. I started 9th, finished 9th. Overall, a good race. I gained experience. Of course, I lost some points, but that was it. As I said, I wanted to show you something different. And that is it for today. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, click the like button. If you would like to watch or to listen some more, do subscribe. Turn your notifications on. I will try to upload 3 videos per week. That's the plan at least. You can check out my Facebook page. The link is in the description. So thanks for watching. See you next time. The V-Man is out.